What is the thing? What is the thing that Mike Vrabel accomplished here that this franchise had not done before Mike Vrabel got here?
Win a playoff game? Or get to the AFC champ? What minute? Say that again?
What is the thing that Mike Vrabel accomplished during his time here that the Tennessee Titans as an organization
2 division titles.
had never accomplished before?
2 division titles?
They've done that.
You're right, they had. I don't know. You're stumped.
Yeah, you know why? Because the answer is nothing.
Oh, you tricked me.
The answer is nothing.
You got me.
Yeah, well, there's a reason why.
I was tilting my head like a dog who's hearing a weird sound.
Yeah,
going,
like,
huh?
Well, yeah, that's the reason why the question is so penetrating, because the answer is nothing. There is nothing. And I know it feels different, but when you really analyze it, the answer is nothing. Everything that Mike Vrabel has done during his time here is all stuff that if you go back far enough, we've done it before. And it's not like we have to go back 50 years. They haven't done that since Slinging Sammy Baugh back in 19. No,
the 25 years here.
No, we don't have to. We don't have to go that far. All the footage is in color. Now it's not all in HD, but it's in color. It's fairly recent. Darren and I are not spring chickens, but we're not that old.
We're not dirt.
I mean, okay, we remember this stuff. And it did happen, and the people who did it are still very much with us. Most of them, 99% of them are very much with us. The coaches are still with us. The players are still... Listen, the broadcasters who called the games are still calling the games, who saw all that stuff. So what is it that Mike Vrabel did that was so great and wonderful that this football franchise had not accomplished prior to Mike Vrabel getting here? And the answer to that question is absolutely nothing. Nothing. And so it just feels like, oh, what are we going to do now that Mike Vrabel is... We're going to do the same thing we've been doing before Mike Vrabel got here, and that is we're going to try to find another coach who can hopefully get us to a level that maybe, just maybe, the franchise hasn't been to, and that is actually winning the Super Bowl. Damon brought up a point off the air. People still talk about Philip Fulmer, and people still want Philip Fulmer to come back. Why do you think people still talk about Philip Fulmer? Why do people talk? Because Philip Fulmer did something that no other coach who is breathing has actually done, and that is bringing a national championship to Tennessee. That's why people are still talking about Philip Fulmer. And until somebody else does it, they will continue to talk about Phil Fulmer. Somebody brought up Jeff Fisher earlier today. Why would somebody bring up Jeff Fisher after all this time? Because Jeff Fisher is the only coach in the history of the Titans-Oilers franchise to put this team in a game with a Roman numeral number. It's just him. He's the only guy. That's why he got as much rope as he did. That's why Bud Adams didn't fire Jeff Fisher. Why didn't Bud Adams fire Jeff Fisher? Because Bud Adams had owned a football franchise for 40 years, and no matter how many coaches he hired, there was only one guy on that list that got him to a Super Bowl. His name was Jeff Fisher. And that's why it was going to be very hard for Bud Adams to say goodbye to Jeff Fisher. After all the guys he had hired, Jack Pardee, Bun Phillips, Jerry Glanville, the list goes on. Out of all those guys, one guy got him to the Super Bowl. His name is Jeff Fisher. Sorry. I understand Mike Vrabel did some wonderful things. I'm not saying he was a terrible head coach. He was a good head coach. I'm just saying that if you look at the landscape and the history of this franchise, is Mike Vrabel really all that big of a deal compared to the other things that have already happened or the things that have accomplished? I challenge anyone to call and please tell me, what is the lasting legacy that Mike Vrabel is going to leave here that has never been done before he got here? He'll be good. He'll be remembered. I just wonder what are we really mourning here?
I'm still stuck at you getting me, man. That was good. I'm sitting here. I'm racing. I'm going. I'm like, what? Playoffs, division titles. What? Why can't I answer this? I should know this answer. Yeah, good point. All right.